Stand by to launch FanStream Sports.
3, 2, 1.
Let's start.
Hello, sports fans. Welcome to FanStream Sports.
Hello, everybody. Welcome into another edition of From the Rough. It's America's favorite golf podcast right here on FanStream Sports. Almost forgot the name of the show.
Again, I was just waiting. I'm sitting here writing down. Look what I wrote down. You can't see it. He's going to forget again. I wrote it down.
Somewhere I recorded your open from last week, and I was going to play that. But I don't know what I did with it. I'm all discombobulated right now.
That's okay.
As I have been recently here. But, I mean, lots to talk about.
A lot.
Regardless of who does the open.
We'll both do it.
I had another something funny here for you. What did I do with that? Out of last week's show. As I go through my board. So we know.
Are good.
Oh, it was this. So I combined these two new drop, this old drop with this new drop, and now it's my favorite singular Johnny drop that we have on the show. I don't know if you're ready for it.
Now let's hear it. I got. You know, I hate surprises.
All right, are you ready?
I like other guys, but I'll watch women's gymnastics.
Like I got to combine the two of them to make it really funny. So
I like it. I do like it. That's good. Good.
Yeah, I pulled a couple of things from last week's show. I just don't have them all on the board yet. And I had the intro that I spliced it all together. I even sent it to you. You never did comment on it.
You just when did you email it to me or did you send it to me?
I texted it to you like right after the show, and you talked to me like since then.
No, I just, you got to send me stuff a couple times these days. You know how my mind's going right now. So I don't even know where I'm at half the time or where city I am in. The only way I know I'm home or not home in my little apartment in Kansas City is just the bed that I have.
You have a bed?
Just laying in my own bed is the only way I know at one of so I have so my place when I had my place in Dallas here in Kansas City, I had the same exact bed. Like it's it's weird, like same mattress, same everything. But that's the only reason, as many hotels and I'm going traveling and all that, is like the only way I know I'm home is that I know I'm in my own bed, just because my bed is hard as a brick. And I like firm beds. I just like firm beds.
Oh, not me.
Yeah. Helps my back. So that's so you got to send that to me a couple times, Holmes. You know that.
Well, I sent it with I guess you never did see, because I sent it with the women's gymnastics draw. I sent all of it at the same time and you never commented.
I think I got it. I got it here somewhere. I got it. I'll look it up at break and I'll check it out.
Yeah, I was trying to get it loaded. I'll have to load it onto the board during the break, but we're definitely going to use it next week. I got to figure some things out on it, but that would have been a funny way to start the show with Johnny's impromptu, because I couldn't remember how to open the show last week, so Johnny had to jump in kind of off the top of his head and do a little open, and he forgot the sponsor, so he said the sponsor, and I went and I spliced it all together, and it sounded really good. I think I'm just going to put it on a button, and we're just going to play that with some new background music, and I don't have to do anything but sit here for like the whole show and just let you do things.
Try to find it at break, and we'll see if we'll have everybody comment on it, see if they like it a little better, how you did your magic, and we'll see what happens there. Work your magic on that at break.
And I got to find some new open music too. We're getting hit with all of a sudden after like 3 years, somebody decided they don't like us using their music in the open, and they're messing us up on Facebook. So
we got to pay more royalties.
No, the only royalties we're ever going to pay on this show, besides to me, is
Scotty Scheffler.
That's the only royalties we're ever going to pay.
And he's going to be on the show next week for the Masters, the 2-hour Masters preview, a week from Wednesday. So We're going to have some, not to get too far into the Masters yet. Obviously, I know this is your favorite deal. So 2-hour show with the Masters. We're going to have some guests on here. Certainly our main man, Chris Kohler from the retreat. And we're going to have a couple other guests on there. So looking forward to not only this week, this is the preview, this is the recap show, but Wednesday preview in San Antonio, and then the big week next week, the Masters, as we move forward.
Yep, as Johnny mentioned, it is a Monday recap, and it is the rare Monday recap with Johnny here. It's not me alone, sparing everybody to death for an hour. But we've also got some other news with the Tiger Woods and Brolio from Tuesday. I thought we'd talk a little bit about as now Tiger Woods boasts as many car accident rollovers in the last 7 years as Dallas Cowboys have playoff wins in the last 30 years. 3.
That's a good – wow, how about that comparison?
I like that stat. Pulled that out of my butt.
How about that? How about that?
Yeah, anytime I see the number 3, that's what I equate it to, is Cowboys playoff wins. You know, you can say this century, this millennium. I mean, it's all true. They've had 3 playoff wins since 1996. So since their last Super Bowl win.
That's Dak's number too. So that doesn't,
he wears number 4. He wears number 4.
Same thing.
It's not the same. It's actually one more than 3.
It's trash.
If you're counting, it comes after 3. So they're not kind of the same thing.
It's not 3-5.
That's like saying Augusta National is the same thing.
No, don't make up shit. No.
Lake Park Golf Course in Louisville.
Nah, Lake Park. That place doesn't even have grass on it.
Well, I know, and I told you that golf course was our home course when I played in high school, but it had a different name. It was called Oak Ridge Golf Course, Oak Ridge Municipal Golf Course, and we affectionately and sometimes non-affectionately referred to it as Oak Dirt. And we played for free even outside of school because of the school relationship. So when we were broke in high school, we wanted to go play on the weekend. That's where we'd go because we got on for free, and we'd always say, "Hey, I'll meet you at Oak Dirt. We're going to go play Oak Dirt today."
That's funny.
And for some unknown reason, we even hosted a district tournament there, and we would literally lose golf balls in the cracks in the fairways.
Wow.
Like literally there were cracks in the ground in the fairway, and you would lose a golf ball after a beautiful drive down the middle of the fairway, and it would just fall into a crevice. You just got to play a drop.
So you're saying they didn't have any irrigation system in the fairways, basically what you're saying.
No, it was very sketchy. It's
okay.
So Lake Park is a lot better than it was when it was Oak Ridge. I'll tell you.
I know where it's at.
Now. Yeah, I'm sure you've never played it. It's well below you to play. But it's from what I hear. I haven't played it in 20 years, but I hear that it's a lot better now. So
yeah, okay.
But that's what it is. We're going to get into some Tiger Woods. We're going to get into, of course, Gary Woodland and the. Golly, I don't know if there could be a better comeback, feel-good story on the tour or any other sporting happening recently because of what Gary's gone through. You want to do Tiger first, or you want to do Gary Woodland first?
Let's get with Gary. He deserves to be first bid here. Yeah, let's jump into Gary. Gary just lives down the street from me. Here in Overland Park. So all this weekend watching the tournament and all the TVs were on, and a very popular guy here. Even before everything that's going on, very popular guy here is talking to just some of the people that I've been going to the bars, watching sports, and who's had interactions with him, and me also. He plays down at a place called Wolf Creek here, friends with a lot of the PGA guys. I met his dad last year. His dad works at a golf course called Firekeeper, which is a really cool place. Didn't know it. We were playing a senior match event out there, and he would just want to come and watch us. They knew we were playing a match, and I didn't. I was like, who the hell is this guy just driving around? And he introduced himself as Gary Woodland. I was like, man, that's great. Super nice guy. So, obviously, I haven't heard a bad word about Gary.
Yeah.
I'm sure him watching us two play a senior match play was a little disappointing compared to watching his son play winning the U.S. Open. So, hey, what do you do? But he played it off pretty damn good that we were, hey, good shot. I was like, man, that's country club talk. If I hit a bad shot, you can say it. But no, I mean, what do you say? I mean, is there a better, I mean, maybe with the exception of Tiger winning the Masters, coming back from, what he came back from. I mean, is there a better win in the history of the PGA Tour than this one? I mean, really, if you think about it.
Yeah, this is way up there just because of what it was he was coming back from. A lot of Tiger stuff, and I don't mean this in a mean way or anything, is self-inflicted. Gary's trials were certainly not self-inflicted.
Right.
And that, might make it even sweeter. But let's get into it a little bit, because Gary Woodland, as we've talked about, one of the most popular players on the PGA Tour, completed maybe one of the most inspirational wins that I can think of in recent memory on the PGA Tour, overcoming that strong field at the Houston Open. It's his first victory since 2019. And it's just 3 weeks after this hugely emotional interview was on the Golf Channel. Yeah, on the Golf Channel, where he describes, he had a brain lesion that he had removed. He had brain surgery in September of 2023. So first of all, brain surgery, right? Like, how many people don't come back from that, at all? But to come back from it, it's such a high level in your sport to be able to compete and come back from that. He does. He returns to competition the following season in 2024 at the Sony Open. In 2025, he received the PGA Tour Courage Award. And then just here 3 weeks ago, he revealed to the Golf Channel, I think it was at the Players Championship that he did this, that he has been diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, from, I guess, the brain surgery and the weeks following that, is his recovery, his rehabilitation. And it's caused extreme mental and emotional strain post-surgery on him. He suffered side effects like anxiety, hyper awareness. It reached a point, he said, that he talked himself out of walking off the golf course at last fall's Pro Court Championship, where he was in the field alongside the U.S. Ryder Cup team. Of course, he was a vice captain for the Americans last fall. He said that, after the final putt dropped in that tournament, he realized what he was going through. And he said his family, his team, and everybody in the golf world around him knew what was happening and sort of rallied around him. And that has been able to help him tremendously. So it's something like that. If you don't suffer from any type, and I don't know, I kind of feel like everybody to some extent suffers from some sort of mental, maybe not illness, but something, because just the world we live in, right? But for Gary to have come back from that, to have gone through that, because we certainly have other examples, even on the PGA Tour, even recently, of people who have not dealt with that the right way and who have succumbed to their illness in the most negative of ways. So for Gary to not fall into that category, number one, and just in his everyday life, I think is one triumph. But for him to get this win down in Houston in a pretty stacked field, I think just says a lot about his character and where he is right now, not just in golf, but in his life.
Yeah. What do you say? I mean, it goes to a little bit of the point. You never know what people are going through, right? And not to jump too far into the Tiger talk, but maybe that's a similar situation that Tiger is going through. You just don't really know. And the speculation, and it's just not people that are famous. It's just people in everyday life of everyday people, that what do they go through? What is their behavior? So, certainly, him making comments and him telling certain situations. And I like how he talks, right? He's like, listen, I'm not a hero here, but if I can help one person, talking about what I went through, I think that's a little bit of my duty. So obviously he's in a situation to where that he's still fighting. He says every day he's at a fight, but being able to talk about it makes him a little bit more comfortable. Certainly I'm not a psychologist or, a brain surgeon by any of those means. People who know me obviously know that really fast. So, yeah, what do you do, man? Is you have compassion, and you have, this has been going on for a long time, and probably the easiest thing for him to do was probably not play golf. And they told him, if you want to get past it, you probably shouldn't play golf, with obviously the social anxiety and, the crowds and things like that. So, fighting through it, just not on the golf course, fighting your game and those emotions and not winning for so long, on top of all the mental stuff that he has went through. It's different than coming back from an injury, right? And here's where I'll
physical injury. Yeah.
Physical injury, you can work your ass off in physical therapy and you're going to get better. You just are. You just don't know if you're going to get better from something like this. I mean, you can test yourself all day long and be out there, but what is the training for it? You can, if you tear your ACL, you can go through rehab and every day you're going to get better. This type of situation, you don't know if you're going to get better. And what's the training for it? How do you go through rehab of something like this? And you just don't know if you're going to get better. So I think he's obviously an inspirational story. I think he's got a lot more work to do, even though this win is going to help him. But I think every day for the rest of his life is going to be a struggle for him. And obviously there's what he's able to accomplish was something that, like I said, is there a better win on the PGA Tour ever? I'm not sure.
Yeah, and I tell you what really touched me about the emotional win and just how emotional he was after the win was something he said. The full quote was, it's just another day. I just got to keep healing. Today was a good day, but I want to keep fighting. I got a fight ahead of me. I'm going to keep going. But then he ended that with something that just really touches your heart, because he said, but today I'm proud of myself.
Yeah.
Like how that just has to touch your emotions, right? For him to come out and say that after what he's been struggling with, that he's proud of himself. And man, that might be the toughest struggle for people dealing with any kind of mental illness, like that, and depression, to admit, number one, to feel that way, but then to admit it, to a camera and to a reporter in a moment like that you're proud of yourself. I just thought that was a huge win for him, across the board.
Two things that really got me, Gary Woodland's the guy's guy, right? I mean, so, breaking himself down and getting rid of your ego and being vulnerable was something that was really, that really kind of, I liked a lot from him.
Yeah.
But also is, probably, he told the story. I don't know if you heard the story, but probably, a year ago, maybe not even that long ago, that he wrote letters to his kids and put them in envelopes because he didn't know if he was ever going to be able to talk to them again.
Yep.
And would write them letters. And when he's going through his surgery, he didn't know if he was ever going to be able to talk to them, or even, recover from the surgery. So
yeah.
Some of those things that, maybe you take for granted, obviously that story is just great.
Yeah. So recapping his weekend, and by the way, maybe the coolest thing out of all of this is his invitation back to Augusta. As we're getting, as you mentioned at the start of the show, we're getting close to that. He's played in 12 of the last 14. He missed last year, but it all happened after rounds of 64, 63, and 65. He entered Sunday with a very slim one-stroke lead over Højgaard in the final round. And then that advantage was sort of questioned immediately as he found himself struggling on the first hole of the day. He had a 15-foot par putt, and he was able to curl that in to secure the par. Settled his nerves a little bit, I thought, kind of settled himself into the round. And from there, I thought it was just, he was almost on automatic pilot. He rarely missed anything. He birdied the par 4 fifth. Nice conversion from 11 feet, kind of opened the floodgates. A couple of holes later, Højgaard was struggling from the greenside bunker. Carded a double bogey. Woodland was able to rise to that occasion and convert his second birdie of the afternoon from 25 feet. I thought the putter was working really, really well for him on Sunday. He walked off that green with a 5-stroke lead, another birdie on the par 5 8th, another birdie on the par 3 9th, and that 1-stroke lead that was in jeopardy on the first hole turned into 6 strokes as he made the turn. And he turned in at 31, his lowest score on the front 9 all week on Sunday. And From then, the margin just grew. Højgaard collapsed. He made a bogey on 10. They exchanged pars on the next hole. And then, from there, it was just Woodland playing steady. And you talk about guys rising to the occasion and not succumbing to the pressure. And, I know he's won a major, but that's 7 years ago.
Yeah.
And it hasn't won since. And he's been dealing with all of this. Very easily could have succumbed to the pressure. Because as we talk about on the show, as you talk about, there's a lot of pressure on a PGA Tour golf course, for these guys.
Absolutely.
Whether you're a winner or not, seasoned veteran to rookie, there's a lot of pressure, and it's easy to succumb to that. But I thought as Højgaard was collapsing, maybe under the pressure of trying to catch him, Woodland just remained steady. And between the years and between the ropes, I thought he just had the Sunday that he needed to have for many reasons.
He looked very in control. In control of a lot of things. And, his emotions, obviously was different when he finished. But, when he hit a bad shot, his recovery was really good. We talked about it before we previewed the event. Obviously, length was a massive advantage. And look how, he was hitting bombs out there.
Yeah.
On the stats of the PGA Tour, he's number one in driving distance. That's a little skewed. I still think Aldrich Podgeter's longer than him for the most part in terms of when you judge things, but he's certainly 1 and 2, and that was a massive advantage, especially on some of the par fives. 584-yard par 5, he's hitting driver 6-iron, driver 7-iron, and that's just, that's pretty special. And when they're able to do that with only a couple par fives, that's a big advantage for you.
Yeah, I think so. And we're going to get in after the break, as we normally do on our recap show. We go down and we grade some of the other players. So we're going to get into all of those grades: Højgaard, Knapp, Thor Bjornsson, Tony Finau, Brooks Koepka, who I was extremely disappointed with this week. But as far as Gary Woodland goes, how do you give him anything other than an A+? A++? How many pluses can you put after the A, right?
Okay, you can't grade it high enough.
Yeah. Just absolutely. And for a lot of different reasons, his golf
sure.
and things he's been through, you can separate all of the aspects of it, and all of them are A's across the board.
That's right.
Just one of those times that it's really cool to be a golf fan and really cool to see somebody, accomplish something like that. So we are going to take the first break of the show, one of 2 breaks, and we'll come back on the other side, as I mentioned, grade some of those other players, maybe get into some more fun and frivolity. And then, of course, later on, Tiger Woods talk before we get into recapping Johnny's picks. What went right? What went wrong? What the hell is wrong with these guys? And can Johnny ever trust Taylor Montgomery again?
No, sure.
Even though he wasn't playing this week. But
it's my guy. He was playing. He was just playing in Corn Ferry.
Well, I meant here on the tour. He wasn't playing here. Yeah. Technically, I was playing too, but I just wasn't playing here. Want to look at it that way.
Lake Park.
Oak Dirt. We are from the rough. I'm Tim. That's Johnny. Back after this.
Hi, golfers. IndyCarTim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, Grip It and Sip It. So head over to golfcentralmag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. We'll see you there.
Sports fans, it's time to gear up. Head to fanstreamsports.com and check out our brand new merchandise store. We're talking bold t-shirts, 3/4 zips, hoodies, hats, mugs, and more. Everything you need to rep your favorite shows and your favorite crew. Whether you're rolling with the J.P. Peterson Show in Tampa Bay, From the Rough in Dallas, the Tim May Show featuring Clay Hall, or the Jeff Thidoff Show in Ohio, or any of our FanStream Sports original programming, we've got the perfect look for game day and every day. So don't wait. fanstreamsports.com. Click merch and grab your gear now. Wear the stream, live the stream, fanstreamsports.com.
Hey, folks, let me tell you about Bay Area Modern Medical Center, a very different kind of approach to primary care. Personalized preventative medicine, not a one-pill-fits-all mentality. Christopher Lugo and his experienced medical staff are proactive in looking at issues before they become a problem, encouraging a healthy lifestyle with proper diet, supplements, and exercise to optimize your active lifestyle. Rather than the impersonal, rushed approach, you will be the only patient and will have our full attention. That's new. Getting old is inevitable, but feeling and looking old is avoidable. Bay Area Modern Medical Centers are experts in anti-aging regenerative medicine that optimizes your body's performance in many areas. So call for an appointment to get started on a journey back to full health and a happy life with a new, modern way of healthcare. Call 844-977-3477 or go to BAMMC.com. That's 844-977-3477 or BAMMC.com.
Today's show is brought to you by Tomstown, a premier craft distillery based in Kansas City, Missouri. Discover their award-winning lineup, including double oaked bourbon, botanical gin, and double grain vodka. Named the best craft vodka by the readers of USA Today. Available for online delivery in 40 states. Visit toms-town.com or their Kansas City distillery to explore more. Elevate your game with Tomstown, where history meets innovation. Please enjoy responsibly. Orion Golf Management Solutions. Orion Management Solutions has tailored its service packages just like it tailors its approach to customers. Some owners need more supervision, while others need periodic assessment of their short-term and long-term strategies and programs. Orion can be called in to develop a business plan with the existing staff, or we can assist with the daily management of a facility or event. Either way, we make sure the client is satisfied and understands the direction the facility needs to go in order to achieve the owner's goals. Orion Management Solutions can help with owner assistance service solutions, daily course management, business plan development, monthly operations, or as-needed consulting services. Whatever your need, Orion Golf Management Solutions can help. Check out oriongolf.com.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
Welcome back to From the Rough right here on FanStream Sports, brought to you by OrionGolf.com. Head over to OrionGolf.com. They are the masters of golf facilities management, whether you run, own, control, dominate, a driving range, a country club, a muni course, teaching facility, whatever it is. Orion Golf can help you with your staffing, with your F&B, with your events. If you have events, they can help out with that. Anything across the board, they can either do it for you or they can just help you along the way and hold your hand like some of us need to have done sometimes with certain things. OrionGolf.com. Let them know Tim and Johnny sent you from the Rough right here on FanStream Sports. All right, Johnny, let's get in a little bit to our grades for the boys. And I'm going to start with Nikolai Højgaard, who started the day in pursuit of Gary Woodland and failed miserably. I don't know what happened to him. He shot a 71 on Sunday after rounds of 68, 62, and 63. And look, I'm going to grade him on two things here. Not just his day, because I think he had a couple of goals coming into the day. I think goal number one was to secure his place in the Masters. Check. He accomplished that through moving up in the world golf rankings. And I think the second alternate goal was to win his first event. He failed miserably in that aspect on Sunday. So if I'm grading him on both things, of course, we're giving him an A for being in the Masters, but the other definitely an F. So I think if you balance those out, I'm going to give him a C for the week.
Yeah, okay. I mean, a guy like that obviously has had so much success on the DP World Tour. Being in that situation, you wouldn't expect him to kind of falter that way, especially at a golf course. He's not, we had the other Højgaard in our picks. So, maybe they switched up on the last round or something because the other one was playing poorly.
You always claim they do that, right? Like you still think that would do that sometimes. That
would be hilarious. Wouldn't it be cool if they were actually like paired together? Like, I don't know if they've ever been like paired together in a tournament.
Are they allowed to do that? It might be against the law.
Well, in the third round, if they're paired together and your scores or whatever, you're that's just the way it is. But I just don't know. I mean, I don't know if they've ever been paired together, but yeah, a guy that, a Ryder Cupper, you would think he would put a little bit more pressure on Gary Woodland to win, and he just didn't. 1 over par in the last round on the PGA Tour. Certainly gets you a bag of popcorn, not a bag of money. So, it doesn't get you the title. So I wouldn't say it's a fail, but it's certainly probably a C average. I expected probably a little bit more of a push from him.
Yeah, especially on Sunday. Tied for 6th, our boy Jake Knapp at 13 under, one of the hottest players in the last 2 months of the season, or in the first 2 months of the season. I think he took a step back with a little injury there at the Arnold Palmer. The Florida swing didn't go the way he wanted. In Houston, he had a Sunday 62, tied the lowest round in tournament history at Memorial Park. But he couldn't get things done. Again, with the Masters right around the corner. I'll throw a B at Jake Knapp. I didn't think he had his best stuff, but I'll throw him a B.
It's probably the best golf course on the PGA Tour for him when it comes to length. It's a little fool's gold. I say C minus. The reason only being is it's a little fool's gold where he finished because of his late round. Saturday is moving day on the PGA Tour, and he went backwards. Yeah. So it really hurt him when it came to that. Well, I had high expectations. We had him on our card. I say C minus just because that last round with nothing to really play for, shooting at everything, and he moved up the leaderboard there for dirt. But C minus for me.
He had an interesting comment that I saw on Sunday after his round, where he admitted, I don't have the exact quote or anything, but he admitted that he was mentally trying to prepare for Augusta, and he thinks maybe he was playing a little bit too aggressively for the course. Like if he was just sitting back and relaxing and playing the course, he might have played a little better over the weekend, but he said in his head he thinks maybe he was trying to anticipate Augusta a little too quickly and things might have gotten away from him. Which I could see that, for a guy like him, for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Michael Thorbjornsen, tied for 14th, 10 under, was the only player inside the top 20 to card an over par round on Sunday. He shot a 72, and it really couldn't have come at a worse time for him. He was in need of a solo 11th place finish or better to make the Masters and climb inside the top 50 of the official world golf rankings. But he went the wrong way on Sunday. He fell outside that magic number. He looked up to the challenge maybe early with a birdie on number 3, but then he double bogeyed number 8. And then his back 9, he had zero margin for error then after the turn, and he just couldn't get things together. I think overall, I don't know. I think for a guy like him, you got to take into account history and stuff too. I'll give him a B minus, I think, for the week.
Man, you're awful nice today. What the hell's wrong with you?
I don't know. I thought that's probably too nice, right? What, are you going to give him an F?
Well, no, but he's certainly a D, maybe D plus max. But you look at a guy that was in that situation before, and if it happens one time on a big stage like the Players Championship and he falters. One times is happens. When you do it at second time, man, there's something maybe inside or thinking too much about the moment of playing well to get in the Masters, being in those situations. I know for a young player, being in that situation over and over certainly can help you. But, there's a big difference between shooting, 2 or 3 over par or 4 or 5 over par like you did at the Players Championship with having an opportunity to win. He hit a couple golf shots that you just can't hit with wedges, like missing greens and hitting in waters with wedges. I'm like, man, does this guy have it? Because I know he has all the talent in the world, but does he have it when it comes to where the pressure? And I haven't seen it yet. His 2 opportunities that he has to win golf tournaments or potentially win golf tournaments, he shot over par. It wasn't like he got beat. He beat himself. And I'm gonna go the little lower for you.
All right.
I'm gonna go a D. I had more expectations from him, and I thought it was a poor performance, especially his ball striking in the last round.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I certainly can't argue that. Maybe I was a little bit too nice on him, but I don't hate him. I don't hate him as much as you do. You just have personal.
I like him a lot. That's the problem.
Michael.
I think he's great. I think he's one of the. up and coming rising stars on the PGA Tour. He has every attribute to get there, but does he have it up in his head?
Who do you like better, Michael Thorbjornsen or Taylor Montgomery?
Sure.
Johnny has a love affair for Taylor Montgomery for some reason on his card every week. Your Taylor Montgomery on your card is about like my Max Home on my card. You're just going to throw him up there regardless every week.
It's going to be hard to have Taylor Montgomery on the card very much because he's playing Corn Ferry. So
I know.
You know,
you're still going to put him on there.
Maybe I might put him on the wheel.
I'll put him on the wheel I'll start doing Corn Ferry picks.
Yeah, that'd be great. You can't be any worse than your damn PGA Tour picks.
We'll leave the. Hey, I had a hit this week though. Did I?
You did?
Maybe.
What?
Did I? Oh no, I didn't. No, I didn't.
Yeah, trash. It was trash.
No, you're right. I didn't.
No, you making up. You making up. I'm giving you an F. You making up shit now.
Well, we're going to cover it here in a minute. I'm going to show everybody. Tony Finau, former tour tournament champion here. He's played a lot better golf, I think, lately. He dropped outside the top 100 after last season where he had just one top 10 finish. But I think recently we've seen signs maybe of him turning a corner. He arrived here this week in Houston, having finished inside the top 20 in 3 of the last 6 tournaments. He missed that mark here this week at T39, but he was kind of hovering around that spot on the leaderboard for the majority of the weekend. And I think he's trending upward, I would say. I'm still giving Tony Finau a C- though. He's better than this. He's better than this.
Dale, this is what he does. I'm a Tony Finau fan. I like him a lot. I like him as a person. I like everything. But he is a little bit like NIL.
Yeah.
You hear me out. I mean, he has his wins have to almost fall in his lap because he seems to be okay with 15th place to make the $100,000 to feed his 47 kids.
More than me.
Well, there's not very many people in the world that have more kids than you. He is one of them.
Yeah.
He is one of them. So
Phillip Rivers.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It doesn't ever seem like he has that much of a dog in him to go win a golf tournament. I mean, he has all the talent in the world. The golf course set up perfect for him. That's why he's a past champion there. And I mean, I don't know, man. Maybe he's just content with finishing 15th every week and cashing that check. I mean, no taxes in Utah, is there? I don't know. I don't know, man. It's mind-boggling to me. It's mind-boggling to me about Tony Finau. You wonder why he's not on our card at all because we don't use picks of the top 30.
I'm going to start making a top 50 pick every week.
Yeah, that's what he does every week.
So Tony Finau on it every week.
F for Finau.
I'm only dishing out one F this week, and it's going to my boy. Brooks Koepka arrived with a ton of momentum in the form of 3 straight top 20 finishes and a spot atop the PGA Tour in terms of strokes gained on approach. Despite that, and despite all the confidence in the world, Koepka leaves Houston with some questions as the 5-time major champion. He never threatened the cut line after opening with a 75. His putter took a step backward, I think. All the sharpness that I thought that kind of started to creep into his game during the Florida swing was gone. And now he's going to head to Augusta, where he missed the cut last year and where he's failed to play the weekend in 3 out of the last 5 tournaments. He misses the cut in Houston just after an abysmal week following what I thought was his launching pad in Florida to the rest of the year. Big fat, if there's a such thing as an F-, it goes to Brooks Koepka.
I think fatigue's a factor. I think he's trying to play too many events just to play the events that he can get in. That's the only thing I could think of. I mean, to be honest with you, it's two-way misses. The putter can get streaky however you look at it, but I think it's fatigue. I don't think he's playing San Antonio this week, is he? I think he's not in the field. I think he's eligible to play because it's not a signature event. I'm not sure, but if he's smart, that maybe those days of 4, well, he only played 2 days this week, but the walking aspect, I'm just telling you, it's a bigger deal than you think. Playing 4 out of 6 weeks. And then
Brooks
maybe
is not in the field.
Augusta.
Yeah. He's not in
it's
the
probably
field
for the
this week.
best. It's because it's not a extremely difficult golf course to walk, but it's not one of the easiest ones on the PGA Tour to walk either. TPC San Antonio this week. So,
right.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only way I don't want to make excuses for him. He looked like he was trending well. But fatigue potentially could be a factor when it came to that, because there's nothing else I could really question.
Do you think, as part of his, and I haven't seen anything that would indicate this, but do you think as part of his agreement to return to the PGA Tour that they've sort of unofficially given him a number of tournaments that they would like to see him appear in? Or which tournaments they want to see him appear in, kind of based on sponsorship and stuff and attendance, and say, hey, we really need you here. We need you here. We need you here. We need you here. Something they
can't play
announce.
signature events. He can't play signature events or the FedEx Cup. So, what I think he eyes every tournament that's not a signature event or FedEx Cup. So, one of the reasons why I say is fatigue potentially a factor, because he could play this week, but that's too many golf tournaments, so he had to take a week off. Yeah, I think there's probably an agreement. Say, hey man, we would really like you to play here. Valspar, obviously, he's never played before, so that was one that say, hey man, wink, wink, nod, nod. It'd be great for you to play. It'd go a long way. Certainly, there's probably some events that he's going to play that he would normally not play. I mean, probably Rocket Mortgage comes to mind. Right. Some of these lower tier events that they would certainly go to him and say, hey, listen, probably be a good idea if you play.
Yeah.
To answer your question, do I know for sure? No. But yes, probably there's a wink, wink, nod, nod. Say, yeah, maybe you should probably play this event.
So yeah, there's kind of our recap there for you for Houston this past week. Again, congratulations to Gary Woodland for a number of accomplishments, not just winning the tournament, certainly. And for what I still clearly, a long road ahead for him for recovery from all of this, but certainly off to a good start. So somebody who maybe isn't off to a good start, Tiger Woods. He was arrested and charged with driving under the influence after a rollover crash in his neighborhood on Jupiter Island on Friday. He blew a 0.00 on the breathalyzer, Johnny, but exemplified signs of impairment at the scene and subsequently refused a urinalysis test, according to the Martin County Sheriff. The accident occurred around 2 p.m. Apparently what had happened was a pickup truck pulling a pressure cleaner on a trailer was headed northbound on 281 South Beach Road, attempting to turn into a driveway when the driver of that truck saw a Land Rover speeding toward him. This is all according to the Sheriff's Department statement. The truck was unable to get out of the way in time, so the driver of the truck with the trailer sees this happening, tries to move out of the way, but the Land Rover, belonging to Woods, being driven by Woods, swerved at the last minute to avoid the collision, but clipped the back end of the trailer, which then flipped the Land Rover over on the driver's side. And we've actually, Johnny, got a picture of the accident if you think you'd like to see that.
I've seen it,
and the mugshot. I know Tiger's 50, but good God, he looks like an old 50 in that picture. And I know it's a mugshot, but still, he is just beat up, man.
Two things, listen, you want to take a break or you just want to go all the way through? Because I'm cool with whatever you want to do. We're going to do
Tiger. We'll finish our Tiger talk. Then we're going to take a break, come back and go over picks. Just thoughts on how this affects his. Look, he was there was talk of him playing Augusta, which certainly I think is in question now. He just played the Tuesday before the accident at TGL. I didn't watch it, but I hear he didn't play very well. Even indoors in a simulator, he didn't play very well. Again, just what I've heard. I didn't watch any of that mess, but certainly his golf future becomes more and more in question, if there is still one, anytime something like this happens. And for the record, there was no alcohol involved. He wasn't out drunk at 2 in the afternoon. That was my first thing. I was like, man, it's awful early, even for me and Johnny and Tiger to be.
And he has a tendency to do
o'clock.
that. Trust me, he likes his cocktails.
Sure, but apparently this was a situation where he was on the pain meds, and he admitted he should not have been driving. The quote from the sheriff's department was he was lethargic on the scene, and they thought it was because of alcohol, but then they found out it was some type of medication because of the breathalyzer blow. And it's the fourth now known car accident, and I say known because there could be little minor things we don't know about, or there could not be since 2009.
And there is. Trust me, there
is. I'm sure you know.
Yeah.
Since 2009, this is the fourth car accident. So thoughts on what you think, how this just affects his future going forward?
On a funny note, and to lighten it up a little bit, two things. The guy's got all the money in the world. He's the most recognized person in the world. If he's not number one, he's top 5. Two things you should do. First off, you should hire a driver. Second off is you should get some hair plugs. Yeah. Two things that you can afford.
Just save it.
Or just take it down. Just go ahead and take it down. I mean, yeah, the urology, the urine test, obviously that's something, when that happened, he got on his phone to his lawyer, whoever it may be, and say, hey, listen, what do I do? Field sobriety, you don't blow, you don't do, but I think there's some other things. I think there's other things in his system that potentially could hurt him if it came out. I don't, I hate the speculation game. Listen, there's all the people on social media, all the memes. Yeah, they're cute. They're funny. But listen, no one really knows. So
right.
The people who think they really know, they don't. So get off of that. Second off is there's underlining issues. More so, I'm more concerned as a Tiger as the person than the golfer.
Sure.
There's obviously there's more issues, underlining issues for this to happen. You're on a road that's 25 miles an hour. I mean, what do you need? What are you in that big of a hurry for? Second off is, you're close to your home. I'm more worried about him hurting someone else along with himself doing something like this. I mean, listen, I don't like the speculation game, so I'm not going to speculate on what it was, what it is, how it moves forward. But I'm more concerned about the personal side of it than anything else. And does it move? How does it move forward with him playing golf? I don't know yet. Does he want to play Augusta just to get it past him or get his mind off things? Who knows? He wasn't hurt in terms of what it said there, but you just still don't know with that either. Is he in a mental capacity to play golf, to play Augusta? I certainly think before this happened, he was playing. I did. I think his schedule set up. He was playing the Senior Open. He was playing probably Memorial, some things like that. So, yeah, I want to, especially when it comes to Tiger, I'm a little too close to it in terms of as a fan knowing things that a lot of other people do not know. So I'm not going to speculate, but I'm more concerned as the person and how it moves forward to get himself better than in terms of anything else than golf.
And just to recap the injuries. I mean, he's already recovering from that Achilles injury. Back in 2021, he had those severe leg injuries after the big time rollover crash in Southern California before his tournament, which they said there was no impairment involved. We think he just fell asleep, right? Because it was really early in the morning, and then it was before the Genesis, and he had all of those responsibilities for that. He's been recovering from a torn Achilles. He underwent back surgery last October, his second inside the span of 13 months to replace a collapsed lumbar disc. He played competitive golf for the first time on Tuesday, as I mentioned, in the TGL finals. He's undergone surgery on his back 7 times since 2014. So I don't care who you are. And Tiger Woods, as we know, is tip-top physical condition for a guy, especially for a guy his age,
Yep.
But I don't care who you are, for your body to have undergone all of that trauma. you're relying a little bit on the pain pills. Look, my body hasn't undergone nearly that trauma, and I've had to not that I ever got hooked, but I enjoyed my pain pills when I'm at home in bed so I don't feel it, right? So certainly give it an opportunity. Somebody dealing with that amount of what I can only imagine, that amount of pain for those surgeries and what he's dealt with, that's going to be a major component of what you're dealing with day to day. Dealing with the pain.
A guy like that, who's, my opinion, the best player ever, has an addictive personality. You're not that great at what you do if you don't have an addictive personality. Yep. You can't turn it on and off. Just what you do. I have an addictive personality. I've been through taking those oxys from surgeries last year, and I was a half a day away from being completely hooked on them. So I get the power of it. And he's not taking Advil. He's got the resources to get the good stuff. I mean, he's getting the good stuff, right? So again, I'm not speculating, but I can understand. And I just hope he gets, listen, more, like I said, I hope he gets the help that he needs. If he does need that type of help, obviously there's something there because of the pattern. So, I'm just hoping for the betterment of him personally, that he figures out what he needs and fixes what he needs and then gets his stuff right. It's happening too many times, and it's going to happen to a point where he's going to hurt somebody else as opposed to just himself. Yeah.
So there's your Tiger Woods talk. We'll see. We'll update everybody. Not that we'd be the first place you hear it from, whether he plays Augusta or not. Johnny thinks he was going to play before the accident. It doesn't sound like it was a major accident other than the legalities of it. So why, that shouldn't change based on that. So it is what it is. We'll find out more about Tiger Woods here, I'm sure, in the coming weeks, heading into Augusta National. Let's take our final break of the day, Johnny. We're going to come back on the other side, go over the Wheel of Misfortune picks, and then your picks for the Houston Open. What went right? What went wrong? Who hit? Who missed? You had one hit, right? I believe.
Had a hit, and we had a winner on 1-0-2 on our matchups. Yeah, so we lost a little bit, but still we're still on the good profit side for the year.
So we'll come back on the other side, talk about all of that right here on From the Rough, right here on FanStream Sports. I'm Tim, that's Johnny, back after this.
Hi, golfers. IndyCarTim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine. It's the magazine for everything. Turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, Grip It and Sip It. So head over to golfcentralmag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. We'll see you there.
Sports fans, it's time to gear up. Head to fanstreamsports.com and check out our brand new merchandise store. We're talking bold t-shirts, 3/4 zips, hoodies, hats, mugs, and more. Everything you need to rep your favorite shows and your favorite crew. Whether you're rolling with the J.P. Peterson Show in Tampa Bay, From the Rough in Dallas, the Tim May Show featuring Clay Hall, or the Jeff Thidoff Show in Ohio, or any of our FanStream Sports original programming, we've got the perfect look for game day and every day. So don't wait. fanstreamsports.com. Click merch and grab your gear now. Wear the stream, live the stream. FanStreamSports.com.
Hey, folks, let me tell you about Bay Area Modern Medical Center, a very different kind of approach to primary care. Personalized preventative medicine, not a one-pill-fits-all mentality. Christopher Lugo and his experienced medical staff are proactive in looking at issues before they become a problem, encouraging a healthy lifestyle with proper diet, supplements, and exercise to optimize your active lifestyle. Rather than the impersonal, rushed approach, you will be the only patient and will have our full attention. That's new. Getting old is inevitable, but feeling and looking old is avoidable. Bay Area Modern Medical Centers are experts in anti-aging regenerative medicine that optimizes your body's performance in many areas. So call for an appointment to get started on a journey back to full health and a happy life with a new, modern way of healthcare. Call 844-977-3477 or go to BAMMC.com. That's 844-977-3477 or BAMMC.com.
Today's show is brought to you by Tom's Town, a premier craft distillery based in Kansas City, Missouri. Discover their award-winning lineup, including double oaked bourbon, botanical gin, and double grain vodka.
named the best craft vodka by the readers of USA Today. Available for online delivery in 40 states. Visit toms-town.com or their Kansas City distillery to explore more. Elevate your game with Tom's Town, where history meets innovation. Please enjoy responsibly. Orion Golf Management Solutions. Orion Management Solutions has tailored its service packages just like it tailors its approach to customers. Some owners need more supervision, while others need periodic assessment of their short-term and long-term strategies and programs. Orion can be called in to develop a business plan with the existing staff, or we can assist with the daily management of a facility or event. Either way, we make sure the client is satisfied and understands the direction the facility needs to go in order to achieve the owner's goals. Orion Management Solutions can help with owner assistance service solutions, daily course management, business plan development, monthly operations, or as-needed consulting services. Whatever your need, Orion Golf Management Solutions can help. Check out oriongolf.com.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
Welcome back to From the Rough right here on FanStream Sports. I'm IndyCarTim. That is PGA of America member John Gerber. We are presented by OrionGolf.com as we are each and every segment of each and every episode. Big shout out to those boys. Make sure you check out OrionGolf.com. The masters, the maestros of golf facilities management.
That's right.
All right, Johnny, it is time to see how we did spinning the wheel.
Well, we know it was trash.
It's trash every week, but that's the beauty of it, right? You get to make fun of it. So let's take a gander here. If I can get this up on the screen for us. Oh, I don't see you. I didn't mean to take you out of the mix here. Let's do that. And then let's do that. There we go. All is right in the world again. Johnny, these were my 3 picks according to, of course, the names, the 7 names that I picked, and then the 3 that ended up on the wheel in this order. Minwoo Lee, my winner, finished T3. Ben Griffin, my top 10, finished tied for 28th. And then my Pearson Cootie pick that I thought very highly of in the top 20 ends up withdrawing. Do you know why he withdrew? Because I couldn't even find anything on this.
Because you picked him.
You think that was it? He's like, oh, he saw the show and he's like, I'm out.
Yeah, he said, I'm in trouble as it is. I might as well not even play.
I think he talked to his brother, and his brother's like, yeah, dude, you need to get out of there.
Yeah, this guy's trash. He picked you, you're out. Kiss of death.
Yeah, you don't want to embarrass yourself, so get out of there.
No.
So yeah, there you go. Not a stellar week for me with the Wheel of Misfortune. As usual, Johnny, the Wheel of Misfortune wins again. It's just what happens.
It just does, but it's fun. It's fun to make you continue to look terrible.
But we are not here to, well, we are to make fun of my Wheel of Misfortune fix.
Here we are.
But we are also here to find out how Johnny did on his picks and his card this week. How did you do, Johnny?
High expectations for this week. Yeah, I don't even know where to start. Long hitter, long hitter, long hitter, long hitter, long hitter, long hitter, and Ricky Fowler, and then long hitter. So,
who missed the cut, by the way? How did that even happen?
By one. Missed the cut by one. Yeah, he I don't know, man. He hit some really, really poor golf shots. And this is kind of a little bit that we talk about is, when we get our pools together, pools of groups, we have about 16 players that we like. We only are allowed to have 8 to put him in this system that we use of our winners, top 10s and top 20s. Sometimes we move our people a little bit. Sometimes we, our pieces in the chess game don't move exactly the way we want to move.
Yep.
And this is an example for Gary Woodland. I just didn't think he was ready to win yet. That's why we got him in the top 20. That hit on he was plus 325 to finish in the top 20. But obviously being the winner there, again, we just didn't move the right pieces. Jake Knapp, that was a little fool's gold. He finished T6 just because of his low round.
Yeah.
Thor Bjornsson, playing playing poorly the final round. One of the Hoygaards, T28, we don't know which one really it is. I think they switched up in the locker room. Not sure. Podgeter just, long and wrong sometimes doesn't work there. I expect a little bit more from this guy. driving it. Sam Burns, terrible Saturday round. The Ninja, Kurt Kitayama, thought he would play better, and one round they kicked him out. Ricky Fowler missing the cut by one. What do you do there? And then the win by Gary Woodland. So obviously the chess pieces weren't where we wanted him this week, but we did cash in with 325 with Gary Woodland to cut our losses a little bit. We were one win, 0 losses, 2 ties for our matchups. That gets us to 12-7-4. Which is great. We were very lucky on the 2 ties. Trust me, look, it can go both ways. It balances out, but we were getting our ass kicked on the other 2, and we were very fortunate to come away with a push on both of those.
Mm-hmm.
So, but we are still plus $1,765 net profit for the year, even after losing $275 this week with Gary Woodland and then the $100 winner on our matchup. So, hey, listen, still in the profitability. I thought we were going to, I thought it was going to be worse with our matchups, but, that's the way it is with betting. But on to San Antonio. But hey, listen, again, we get those weeks. Like our goal when we go into our match, or when we go into the weekend, is we want everybody on the board to make the cut. So that gives us a lot of opportunity. So making the cut is our main goal when we pick these 8 players. And we have weeks that, some of the guys that played, we had in there that finished extremely well, that didn't have an our card, that didn't make that other 8. So we have, 14 to 16 that just didn't make it. Sometimes it comes to bite us and sometimes it doesn't. So, hey, we just keep pushing on. We keep with our system. Again, still profitable, 1765 for the year. Not a lot of people can do that. And not having a great year, obviously, with our win a couple weeks ago, but not having a great year so far, but still not a great year for us is a fantastic year for everybody else at plus 1765.
Yep, Johnny knows the stuff. If you're not following, you're not winning. So follow the system, especially on the weekend matchups. You want to make sure you follow along with those too. We don't, put those out or recap those necessarily on paper on the show here, but we talk about them, and Johnny always tells you how he did. So you got to be following us on social media or checking out the website for the matchups on the weekend.
Let me say this real quick, and I'm getting a lot of people on social media and DMing me. The matchups for right now are on BetUS. Now, I know that's not a popular site for a lot of people. I'm going to start using another website, another betting platform that's a lot easier, because a lot of these other people are using DraftKings now or BetMGM and stuff like that, and they can't find the matchups. So every platform has different matchups. It's not the same across the board. But for now, it's BetUS. I will look at other platforms that we will use for our matchups this week, and I will post them. Say, hey, listen, this is the and I might still use BetUS for my personal, but I'll go to a BetMGM or a DraftKings or something and look at what those offerings are, and if there's something that I like, because it's good to test the waters, because there might be matchups that I like on one site that's not good on the other, and vice versa. So I'm going to play around with that as we continue to move forward, especially probably for the Masters, and say, hey, listen, on DraftKings, use this. If you're playing DraftKings, if you're playing BetMGM, use this, bet this matchup. So I'm going to play around. It's a little bit more work for us, but I don't want people to miss out on these matchups that I'm getting. Say, hey, listen, I can't find this on my site. What do I do? Where are you getting it? So that's the explanation.
And what I'll do, Johnny, is on the graphic that I produced that we put out on social media, I'll put where that matchup is. So I'll put BetMGM, line, and then who's underneath that, and then over here, wherever you got that, if it's DraftKings, and then what's under that. So everybody knows exactly where those are. So there's no questions and confusion in the future. Yeah. I never even thought of that places have different matchups, and they're not all the same. So, so we'll make it a little bit clearer for everybody, and it'll help out on the graphic, and everybody can follow along a little bit easier. We will be back on Wednesday, a very special episode with Johnny in the Dallas studio. We will both be in the studio next to each other, holding hands, playing footsie under the table while the show is going on. You won't see any of that because, we'll have the camera moved up. But we will be in the same room at the same table as we preview the Valero Texas Open for you from the TPC San Antonio Oaks course, the very stable in the very correct par 72 this week, Johnny, is we're back to real, actual golf. It's maze balls.
Let me ask you a question.
What?
If the Masters, Augusta National was par 71, would you be irate?
No.
Just because it's the Masters?
I wouldn't give two craps about the Masters if that was the case.
Oh, so you just shut it down automatically because they want to change the par to 71?
Because it's not real golf.
Okay, I was just curious.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be the Masters. It wouldn't be a major. It wouldn't be anything. It would just be, I don't know. It'd be Joe Blow Memorial Tournament over here in this little town of Augusta that nobody's ever been to.
That's the worst take I've ever heard in my life. So it's probably good that we shut it down right now.
I'm just saying, it's make it anything other than a par 72, and it's no longer relevant. That's just that's not me. That's
Lake
just
Park.
facts. That's just facts.
What's the par? Like what's the par at Lake Park?
Probably 67. Probably 67. I don't know.
Yeah.
It used to be 72 when we played it, but
yeah,
it's the closest I've ever come to par, Johnny, on a course was on that course.
Yeah, par's not 92, son. Par's
Shot
not 92.
Shot 3 over on that course
In a
tournament.
Okay.
With my 1974 wooden golf clubs that I had back in the day.
Persimmons.
That always made fun of. You never even saw those. Those were my old school
I don't
ones.
want to.
That was back when I couldn't afford new metals, new woods. So I used to tee off the deck, off the tee box without a tee, because that's what off the deck means for y'all that don't know, with a 4-wood that was missing the metal skid plate on the bottom.
It's called an insert. They call it inserts. On the bottom. Oh, on the bottom.
On the bottom.
Not called it's called a sole plate, not a skid plate. Well, it's only skid if you hit off the concrete. No, it's sole plate.
I did some of that too on the cart path.
This is a golf show. Let's get the terminology correct for the people that might need to learn something.
It's a skid plate, Johnny. I don't know where you're getting.
No, your skid plate is your toilet. That's
Eli's skid plate. That ain't mine. As a matter, speaking of that, I got to go clean my bathroom today because somebody ate something they shouldn't have ate.
Yes,
yesterday.
that's it. Yes, let's cue up the music on that.
I need to hire a maid. What I need to do. Find a woman that likes teenage children and clean up after them. I finally got a dryer in the house. I finally got a dryer.
Boy, you have so many tough asks. I don't know how many. I don't know how they do it. I don't know.
I can do laundry again, Johnny. I'm not wearing cardboard underwear that when you air dry your underwear and your shirts, they're like cardboard. They're stiff. They don't have the benefit of drying in this nice warm environment with the dryer sheet that makes it smell good.
Who wears underwear?
Everyone that's a reasonable individual. I don't understand you people who like to fill your junk. You and Colby.
I got a lot of junk.
Y'all
got a lot of junk.
Well, there's underwear for that.
They call me Sanford and Son. I got a lot of junk, bud.
They call you that for another reason. I'm not going to tell you what it is. Not going to tell you what it is. We'll be back on Wednesday, 5 o'clock Central, 6 o'clock Eastern, live together, reunited because it feels so nice from the FanStream Sports Dallas studios, previewing the Valero Texas Open. Till then, boys and girls, y'all keep hitting them straight.